obviously, and also just the fact that it's the same for both teams, so I assume
Yeah.
advantage in your minds for how quickly trip's going.
We do this a lot. It seems like we come off the West Coast all the time and come home and play a game, so we're used to the long flight and playing the next day.
McDavid and Draisaitl are going to get theirs eventually on the power play, just the nature of the beast. But how have you felt about the way you've defended them 5-on-5 in the series?
Yeah, reasonably well. I think they're still going to generate some action. I think the even strength chances are pretty tight, like through 4 games. We had 2 different analytics group, and so you probably always value the other team's chances more than your own if you watch enough hockey, but when you look at the numbers, this is tight. I mean, it's 2-2, that's right. 3 of them are overtime, that's probably right. That's the way it goes.
How much have you been able to watch last night's game?
Yeah, well, I'll do it all on the plane too.
Right, yeah.
I won't watch it, yeah.
Paul, on that, obviously, like you said, in a series like this is so tight, each team's going to have their moments of domination. How do you go about, on your end, maximizing those moments, and on the opposite end, kind of trying to subdue theirs?
Just understand that neither one of them is permanent, right? If you're rolling, it's not going to look like that for 60, and if they're on you, you don't need to panic in that game because it's coming back to you at some point. So it's both teams have enough puck control that when they get some action, they can hang on to it a little bit. So they're not. There hasn't been as many changes of possession as quickly in this series, maybe in others.
When you talked last night about it being like Christmas, what is that feeling on a bench when there's so much on the line and one loose puck can be the difference?
Oh, you're as wired as probably every fan is, right? I think it's actually easier for the players. The easiest for the group is the players. They get to go out and burn it off on the ice, and then maybe a little bit easier for the coaches and the managers. And as it spreads out to people who watch it in front of their TV, I mean, you're wired. So that's why these days are so important, that you're not, that you can come down from them, kind of rest, relax, and then wind her back up tomorrow.
Looking at the goalie change last night, how much did that? Did it? Do you feel like did it change anything there, or was it just the way they came out for the second?
No, I don't think I noticed the impact on it. I mean, I think he made some saves for sure, as I thought that Skinner had, and yeah, man, we certainly don't have a different playbook for goalies. We do it pretty good at the start of the year, start of the series, and away we go.
After Game 3, you talked about both teams flushing it. It was a one-sided game. Is Game 4 another game you flush or learn from a little more?
No, we go through it every day. We'll go through it, and then we move on from it once it's done.
I know you haven't studied the tape yet, but well, from the bench, could you see differences between Games 1 and Game 4 insofar as, like, Game 1 you ice the puck a lot, when you have
right.
the lead, right? Do you see differences between that blown lead and this blown lead?
No, this one is unusual second goals maybe. First one's a power play goal, kind of gets you back, gets them going. I just don't feel that you're sitting on it. We're not sitting on it for 40 minutes thinking that we're gonna go. I think that the team that's behind risk profile changes a little bit. Right, you get 4 up the ice quite a bit more. You're down the wall quite a bit more. You're not as worried about the result of a bad play because you need one. That changes, yeah.
One of the things I've appreciated about you in this series is you've been sticking up for the goalies. Like the numbers tell you one story, but you watch these games and it's a lot different.
But I'm not asking if I'm right. Does it not feel like that to you? Like,
right.
Sergei made some big saves last night. So did Skinner in the games, and sometimes it changes. The goaltending's been right on, and I don't think you look at a regular season when it's a 5-4 game, you're not very happy. I don't think anybody's cheating the game out there. Right there's nobody being lazy on the back check. They're just 2 really powerful offensive teams.
You've said you're not a goalie guy necessarily, but are there numbers that you've seen that indicate that these guys are playing better than maybe their traditional stats would indicate?
No, I don't do any analytics on goaltending. It's all chances for and against. I mean, the A chances off one of the reports last night are really high. It's in the teens for both teams, about even, but really high. So a little bit more I guess defending is the key to the next one.
You guys have kind of, over these last couple of years, trained yourselves and prepared yourselves for series to potentially go long. You've had success in series that have gone long. You guys have had success in these deep series. Has it come from experience? Has it come from conditioning? Has it come from a little bit of a combination?
I think all those play a factor, but there's an excitement for both teams that'll build as you get toward the end. It was a grinder. I don't know what our number is, but it's into the 300 and teens. So you actually find more energy toward the end of a series because there's not another one after this.
Yeah, looking at that, I mean, max 3 games. If you've had a little
Yeah,
countdown going,
That's
then
it.
three. It's
Right.
all it can be. What's it like to knowing that one way or another,
It's the part of why Game 7s are so great, right? There's so much emotion there. You get the best of energy out of both teams. They're not gaming for the next one. You're not minimizing ice times. You're running hard.
They made a slew of lineup changes for Game 4. Are you contemplating any for yourself for Game 5?
No, none.
You
We're
said-
healthy.
You said a couple years ago you're sort of enjoying like at least 4 more games with this group or 5 more games with this group. How much have you enjoyed this group? Not saying more or less than any other year, but like the sort of building of being with a lot of these guys for 3 years and sort of the enjoyment of the whole group together and new faces and all that.
They're like each one of your kids, right? They're all different. You love them all. What you like is the shared experiences. So when you walk into a room after a tough loss for the next game, you can point out 3 or 4 times that's happened before. This is how we dealt with it. So that memory and those experiences that they've shared together really help these times.
Thank you, Coach.
Okay, guys, thank you. Thanks for coming to the